Hello everyone, I'm Mithra. I'm once again joined by Jay. Hello Jay.
Hello, bruh.
So we are doing the GenCon releases. There was a lot.
There are certainly many things for sale.
Yeah, there's two big releases. We're going to cover one of them today, or in this video, but we're going to do Snow. We're also going to do Arco, and we're going to do Badar, and we're going to do the beta investment sniper Punctual Bride, and
Yep.
we're also going to do Pillar Percival, and
And
we're
Pillar
also
Fade.
going to do Pillar Fade.
So this will be the bigger video. Next will be the more exciting, in my opinion, video.
Yes, the next. So there's lots to talk about. Survivors of Death 1. Survivors of Death 2 also released at Gen Con. There's a lot to talk about in that. It's very expansive, so that's going to be its own
Yep.
video. So, yeah, that one has the typical stuff. Same as last time, a knowledge, a strain fighting art, a whole bunch of gear, lots of patterns, character cards, lots of stuff to talk about in that one. So, that one, it just needs to be its own. It's basically like 4 white boxes. So, first things first. Because this is unique to this, we've never seen any of these pillar ones before. Pillar Fade, Pillar Percival, and because these are unique, they're not all going to be like this. The pillar stuff, I'm sure there'll be different pillar cards, but for these two specifically, the re-releases of Percival and Fade, I'm just going to talk about them real quick, and then we're going to do the buy or fry on those right away. So with Pillar Percival and Fade, both the sculpts are the same size, and they're not redone, so they are the old sculpts. So if you were thinking of buying them because you wanted them scaled up to be the new scale, that's not the case. They are still the old sculpts with the old scale. That's easy. There you go. If you were buying it for the minis, you don't because they're the same. It's now for the
The
things that are
contents. Yeah.
the things that are different. There's not much different. It's just wording.
You can take a Sharpie to your shit if you really want to.
You don't even really need to. With Percival, you do. So let's talk about Percival. So Percival with the secret fighting art, it's changed from block to deflect. Still block.
Straight up.
Yeah, it was block 1. Now it's just deflect 1. And then it says while you're doing your attack, you just ignore first strike. There'll be an image here, so I'm not gonna read the whole card. But those are the changes. Other than that, there's now a pillar which says to add it to some year. Again, it just doesn't matter. You add the hunt event. The same thing with Percival. You add the hunt, or with Fade, you're going to add the hunt event. This one's a different milestone for Fade. It's when your settlement innovates storytelling, then you replace one of the 12 cards. So what that normally means is there's 12 basic hunt event cards, but if you're playing with arcs, then you'll have 11. If you're playing with scouts, you'll have 10. If scouts and arcs, if you're playing with encounters, then you'll only have 9. So it means to replace one of those 9 from the 12. Same with Percival. So if you were to use Percival and Fade, then you replace and all those other things, then you're replacing the 9th one and the 8th one.
So you only have 7 actual random hunt events.
Yeah, and then they remove themselves now. The old cards used to never remove themselves. Now they do. Other than that, the Fade hunt event just is a must now. It used to be you may attempt to get the sword. Now you must attempt to get the sword. But other than that, Sword of Silence and Newborn haven't changed at all. So that's it. They're just really minor changes. Now, this stuff will eventually be in a card pack. It's up for debate if it's in the next card pack or the next card pack. So it's looking not likely that it's going to be in card pack 2, but it will then be in card
Currently.
pack 3. Card pack 2.
Operate under the assumption that's
Yeah.
Card Pack 3.
Either way, it's gonna be in a card pack. It just depends on how long it takes to get it. So let's quickly buy or fry these, Jay. What do you think?
Uh, buy them if you like the minis and don't have them. Otherwise, I'm just say skip wholesale.
I agree. I would say wait till
Just
Black
buy
Friday.
for the mini. Yeah, just buy for the mini if you like the mini. If you don't like the mini or already have it, then whatever.
Yes. Now, I don't know the situation here. I'm not saying that you'll eventually get everything in the card pack. So let's just take Fade, for example. Like I said, Fade still has Sword of Silence and Newborn, which are unchanged. So that means the card pack might only give you the pillar card in the hunt event. So you might not get everything in the card pack.
Yeah,
So,
it's very murky and unclear.
yes. So I would just not buy these unless you really like the mini. If you don't own the mini and you really want them, then buy them. Otherwise, if you have the mini already, not enough is different. You can just ask or just do what I just told you, changed, and then you're good. Just do that and still use the old stuff. So that's Pillar Percival and Pillar Fade done.
Yeah.
Next, we have the beta, which is Investment Sniper Punctual Bride. No lore to read because this stuff is just from GenCon. We have no shop entries, no nothing like that. So
Well, there's some real life lore attached.
there is. I will put up the Kickstarter thing. So what happened is there was a couple that went to GenCon and spoke with Adam and mentioned how they did this thing where they proposed mid-Kingdom Death game using
Via hunt event.
yes, via a custom hunt event. And that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Gen Con. So then this year, Gen Con, 2 years later, from the actual story being told to Poots, we now get Investment Sniper Punctual Bride Beta, which is Poots' version of the stuff that was shown. You'll see the ones I had up on the screen here are the ones that were homebrewed, made by the people. And now we're going to switch to the real stuff. Okay, now this is the real stuff. The beta stuff.
You can see it's official by the uncut corners.
Yeah,
and
the beta
stripe.
stuff. So this is a beta hunt event. The Crevasse of Hands. The survivors discover a fissure crowded with the skeletal remains of countless hands. A set of twin lights glimmer from the deep within the cavity. A survivor may reach in and choose one result. Grope about blindly. Roll 1d10 on a 5+. You salvage something useful. Gain 1 monster bone, basic resource. Otherwise, the cavity sprouts teeth and clamps down on your limb. Suffer the dismembered arm, severe injury. Or if you have the partner, or if you have a partner in your hunting party, means that this means that one of you doesn't need to be the event revealer, or one of you needs to be the event revealer, and then your partner needs to be in the party.
It's just the survivor who chooses to. So it's
Not the
so
event revealer. It's not the event revealer. It's the survivor who chooses. Yeah, so you'd need both partners, and then choose one of them. And then you got Spelunk. Your partner clutches you by your feet, gently lowering you head first into the fissure. Within the clammy recess of the hollow, you find a pair of ornate rings. Gain the Ring of Adoration rare gear. Your partner gains Ring of Devotion rare gear. If no survivor reaches in, roll a random base hunt event. So,
and this works like mineral gathering. It's if your settlement has partnership.
yes.
Once per campaign, you can replace a basic hunt event with this one.
After hunt phase
hunt
setup.
setup.
Yes, after hunt phase setup. It's exactly like Hunter. It's exactly like mineral gathering, like Jay said. Key.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, it also replaces the card, so you're not just placing it on top, so it's not exactly like mineral gathering, but
Okay, sure.
But I'm just, yeah. So you're going to trigger this if you have partnership, but make sure you're doing it when you have both partners departing. Which is good. The good thing about this is it's like the vermin that we got from the cockroach beta, where, it's good when these beta cards don't need to be in the hunt deck. Right. This means you don't need to cut the corners. And you don't need to do anything. Yeah. This is a tutored card that never even goes in the hunt event thing.
It stays in the beta pile firmly.
It stays in the beta pile. So Now,
But for your troubles, you get the Ring of Devotion and the Ring of Adoration.
what do those do?
Well, we'll start with the Ring of Devotion, I suppose. It is an item, jewelry, Nakra, and other. I believe Nakra was the keyword from First Hero, their veteran survivors, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be. It is an accessory, unique and cursed. It has 2 armor. It is a blue left, blue down, and blue right. If you have your partner, you have +2 luck while you are adjacent to your partner. The Ring of Adoration, on the other hand, literally, is an item, jewelry, Nakra, other. Accessory, unique, cursed. Red left, red up, and red down. And you have +4 strength while you are adjacent to your partner.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. And because you can tutor this hunt event, just make sure you depart without a full gear grid because you don't want to toss something away.
Of course. You can even set it up to where they'll complete a fancy schmancy gear grid with their affinities.
Yeah, because you'll know what they'll be. Or you could get rid of something you don't want to in your gear grid. I guess if you want to toss something, bring it with you so it tosses, like a Lovelorn rock or something. But with this, these are great. These are just cute, very fun things. I think this is amazing that Poots did this for this couple. I think it's even more amazing that they were there to buy it at GenCon and were able to get it before it sold out. That's even more amazing. So,
it's very sweet. It's the part of Kingdom Death I think that is its greatest asset is the community, and I think Adam Poots Games knows that, and that's why this kind of thing happens. It's just a very sweet and sincere giving back to the community.
yep. I think this is also just fun too because you can tutor a partner. So it's also just good.
Yeah, armor, hell yeah.
The nice thing about this being at GenCon is we can assume that, when the sale goes up, you now know what the beta does, and if you can try to buy it right away, because betas usually sell out really quick. So not always, but this is a pretty good one. The nice thing about this beta is, again, you don't need to cut the cards. You don't need to worry about the fact that they're beta cards to use them, because they stay in the beta pile and you can tutor on event. That's like the biggest thing about beta stuff is sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to actually use the card still.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Yeah.
So
moving right along to our boy, our big boy on campus, Badar.
Yes, Badar. For him. Finally, who is a Spooter IR.
As was expected.
As was expected, but I was hoping that, maybe it wouldn't be. I was still hoping for...
It required Spidey resources originally.
Sure, but I was hoping that maybe it would be like Willow and we got like a Scimitar novel would have been great. Just to hold us over to a con.
Seed pattern Badar would have been nice, but this is the second best thing.
Yep. And the fact that it's a Spooter IR means that Sealed no longer exists. There was many reasons why I was hoping that it wouldn't be an IR, but it is. Spoiler,
it doesn't necessarily
Sealed is gone.
But Sealed is gone, yes.
Yeah.
Very disappointing.
Spooter IR. This is interesting.
Solenoblightress Fang.
Yes.
So you don't have to say that, so I can pronounce it.
Go on. Yeah, you can read that one.
Yeah, the Solenoglyphus Fang. It is an indomitable, perfect organ and bone. When you gain the Tuximitar pattern, and if the settlement has a survivor with Death Touch, which you get from Coria, the Spidicules innovation, they may archive it. They may archive this resource to dissolve to a pool of potent elixir. Nominate a survivor to drink the concoction and gain the Crescent Step Secret Fighting Art. Which we're going to do first. Crescent Step or the Tuximitar?
Well, first let's clarify how this... if you're familiar with Death Touch, you know it's female only.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that only a female can get Crescent Step. It just means that you need to have a survivor in the settlement with Death Touch. And then they are the one who makes the concoction, and then someone else can drink it to get the Crescent Step. So you don't
think of it. Yeah. Think of it kind of like a tool that you need to craft a seed pattern.
Yeah. So just to clarify, you only need to have someone with Death Touch.
Yes, you can give Crescent Step to someone else.
Yes.
But what is Crescent Step, bro? What does it do?
Well, I just want to also go to this real quick. This IR, or not, well, the way this IR is handling itself by giving the Crescent Step without being sealed, the IR giving the Crescent Step, it makes this specific Badar box more beneficial because when you get the IR, you need the resource to craft the Toximitar. So if you're going to craft Toximitar, you can't get Crescent Step. You'd need a second one to get Crescent Step.
Right.
This is
However,
neat because it makes drawing this IR... Yeah. Because remember...
It makes it not a dead draw after the first one.
Sure, because that's what I was going to say. Remember, patterns usually have a crafting limit. So, not that it would be a dead draw. Still having a perfect bone, perfect organ is good, but...
Yeah, it's true.
It's just neat that this one has a dual purpose. So Toximitar takes the IR, chitin, large appendage, and 3 just bone. Again, this is not a seed pattern, so it doesn't matter that the node...
There's no era.
Yep. This is a very cheap...
6 resources isn't particularly cheap.
Well, the IR is free, right? You're getting the IR when you kill it, so you're gonna always have it. And if you're gonna make the Toximitar, this is part of it. You get the pattern from the IR. So
chitin is a one-off resource, though.
Hopefully you've
however,
saved it.
Speculate's deck is pretty small anyway. So.
Yeah, and then just the 3 bone. You can just get that from the basic resources. I think this is a very, very good cost for what the thing does. We'll now talk about what the thing does.
What does the thing do?
Toximitar. It's a weapon, melee, scimitar, poisonous, amber. So again, those are just all Spooter keywords. Nothing new there. Sharp, blindside, and deadly 1 with a red up, left blue, and a green down. When you wound the monster with this, it gains a venom token. While a monster has 3+ venom tokens, it has -1 movement and -1 evasion. Jay.
Yes.
Have we ever seen venom tokens before?
I believe we have, bro.
Yes.
And perhaps Arc survivors.
Yes. Specifically Verminism.
Yes. Verminism being a rank 2 philosophy that has a lot to do with dual wielding weapons. For anyone who doesn't know, it has a knowledge called Envenom Edge, which at level 2, when you wound the monster, it gains venom tokens here. And for that one, after it gains a venom token, if it has 2+ venom tokens, archive all venom tokens and deal an additional 1.
Correct.
So it's kind of the way you want. If you're trying to pair these up, you wound with the Toximitar to build up venom tokens. Then it makes it easier to hit with your Envenom Edge survivor.
Yes, and do extra wounds.
Yeah.
It does not synergize the other way.
Correct.
Because it's going to archive it at 2, and this is while the monster has 3. So if you're using Envenom Edge, you're going to be archiving those venom tokens. Unless you have a Venom Edge on a different survivor, and you're trying to stack venom tokens. But mainly,
however,
it goes
it's
that
still
way.
Sharp, blindside, and deadly 1.
Yeah,
so
but
even just as a stat stick, this thing is great.
Correct. This is a beast.
Yeah, like it's not the perfect Slayer or something stupid, but it's certainly a better IR offering personally than at least the Stampede Glaive. It's probably on par with the daggers from the Lope
Yeah,
from
and
Halion.
if you're just using this, the -1 movement, -1 evasion might not be great against Spooter because Spooter's got like 13 movement or whatever by the time you're fighting level 3s, or I don't even know what it is for movement. But
Silly. It's very silly movement.
yeah, but for normal monsters like Butcher and stuff that only have like 6 normal Nemesis, -1 movement, -1 evasion is really good. So
Notably good when hunting antelopes, which is a little thematic.
yes,
Less
so
movement means less getting run over.
this is just a good weapon. It's just a good basic weapon. You don't even it synergizes really well with Crescent Step, but again, you don't even need Crescent Step. We'll talk about Crescent Step in a minute here, but
Crescent Step synergizes with everything, to be fair, but
Crescent. That's where we're going to talk about Crescent Step by itself because Crescent Step might be better than this weapon just in general. But your insides boil with invigorating toxin. On arrival, lose 1 armor at all hit locations and gain +1 speed token. If you are within 5 spaces of the monster, you may spend movement to place yourself in an unoccupied space in its blind spot. Limit once per round. This is insanely good.
pretty sick. It gets sicker the bigger the monster is.
Yeah, I mean, this also just ignores your movement.
Correct. It's a place effect, kind of like death geometry.
What I meant, like, if you've got like a broken leg and you can only move 1 square, it doesn't matter because it's just within 5 you're going to place yourself. You don't even need to be within range. Not that survivors have range, but
yeah,
like movement doesn't need to be within your movement. So if you got that severe injury that made you move disemboweled, your movement's 1 till the end of the showdown.
Yeah, disemboweled. That would help with that.
Yeah.
Silent Hymn. It's good for fighting Kingsman.
Yeah, because when you
it's
get
really good
movements,
for fighting Kingsman because he loves being hit from the blind spot.
Yeah, it's also good for, like you said, bigger the monster, it's harder to get in the blind spot. So the Crescent Step is just good. Like I think this is just good. It might even be better than the Toximitar, but this is really good.
Yeah, you pair that up with the Backstabber and all that good.
All those daggers,
yeah.
Yeah. I have a Gorm Spooter campaign where you're using Gusk knives. Oh yeah.
And you're all naked on land, or you're 30.
Oh yeah, this thing's nuts. Worth the wait, in my opinion. Crescent Step is still cool.
And the Toximitar's honestly cooler than it was, in my opinion.
Yes. Aside for the fact it doesn't have sealed. I really like sealed, but whatever.
Yes, yeah, sealed. Sealed was cool, but this is the next best thing.
Yes. Next.
Yeah, Indomitable Survivor. Arco.
Yeah, Arco. All right, Jay. Tell me about the Infinite Aperture.
I would love to tell you about the Infinite Aperture. Infinite Aperture is Indomitable Perfect Iron Scrap Death Metal. Impossible destinations beckon from within an endless tessellation, or its endless tessellations. You gain the Oblique Shield pattern. The Oblique Shield is silly, is what it is.
How do you make it first? Just
how do we make it? That's true. 1 Infinite Aperture, 1 Heavy Chain, 2 Spiral Pauldrons, and 2 King's Claw. All King monster resources. No generic anything.
Oh, I guess it's worth mentioning this is now the 4th King IR if you own Titus, because Gamble Chest comes with 2 King IR.
Correct.
Or 3.
The Regicider is still the best one.
Yes. This is really good, though. All right. So, and then with Spooter, it's only the 2nd IR. Or the 1st if you only own Badar.
First. Yeah.
So what's the shield do?
You're right. The shield, right? Yes, the shield's a weapon melee grand shield, 2-handed, death metal, and heavy. It's keyword soup. It is 1 speed, 8+ accuracy, and 9 strength, and block 4.
Block 4.
Block 4 is insane.
Block 4 is insane.
On arrival, place the Impossible Arch terrain on an unoccupied space on the showdown board.
All right, we'll talk about the terrain in a second. Block 4.
Block 4.
Enough said.
Give it to basically enough said. Actually, not enough said because you give it to an ambitionist, and now it's block 5.
Yeah, this is block 4 is enough. Like block. I mean, this is like the high end. I think here. I don't think anything's ever going to go above block or deflect 4.
No, that's the perfect slayer of shields.
This
right?
is crazy. We're not,
Just
and we
a-
haven't even talked about the effect.
Yes.
In my opinion, this could have just said block 4 and called it a day.
I still personally prefer the regal shield because you can still attack.
Yeah, this is not a weapon.
This is not a weapon. This is you sit here and I block, and
Yeah.
I am an anchor point for doing shenanigans with
This
the
is
impossible
a
arch.
tower shield in all senses of the
All
thing.
forms of the word. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a tower shield, is a kite shield, whatever you want to call it. It's here for you. It's your rock. It's your cornerstone. It's going to ignore like the entirety of a level 3 lion.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, you're pretty much just this is if you make this, you just block. This is pretty much all that person does ever again. Is block.
Fuck it, put her on the scout.
Yeah, this is crazy. So let's
That's a
talk.
battle.
Let's talk about the impossible arch now.
Yes, Bra, do you have a premium hard plastic showdown board?
I do.
Some people might not, however.
Yes. Oh, are you asking me if there is a cardboard version of this?
Yes.
There is not. This does not include cardboard version.
Yes, the
This
impossible arch
is
is exclusively a 3D terrain.
yes. It is you're just gonna get the plastic piece, with the door. Now, if anybody's wondering, it is not like how the pre-order terrain shows, where it's a removable top. It is not that.
It is the full square.
It is the full square hollow, just like the showdown board, and then it just has 2 pegs in it, and the door goes in the pegs.
Please don't drop me. I am fragile.
Or don't glue the pegs,
That too.
because, Jay, is this impassable?
No.
Is this monster impassable?
Hell no.
Is this destructible?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. So things can move on this space. Monsters can, at least. Survivors may not be able to, but monsters can. So do not glue down the arch.
Yeah, Dragon Gun's gonna sit his fat ass on there, and it will cause problems.
Yeah. I wish there would have been at least a terrain. I wish there would have been a cardboard terrain tile for this, but it is what
Yeah.
it is.
However, it is really cool, so that kind of makes up for it.
This is word salad. So let's jump into this. An arbitrary entrance connected to an incomprehensible exit. Whenever a
block 4 is
survivor,
incomprehensible.
whenever a survivor, yeah, this is good. This is just like 3 sentences here. This is legit 3 sentences I'm about to read. But
3 paragraphs, yeah.
it's 3 sentences.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Yes, it is.
Yes, this is 3 sentences. So let's get in. Whenever a survivor enters the space occupied by this terrain, place them in an unoccupied space adjacent to the survivor with the oblique shield before continuing their movement. Okay, got that? You follow? Other survivors may enter the space occupied by the survivor with the shield. They do not suffer collision. When they do, place them in an unoccupied space adjacent to this terrain before continuing their movement. All right, you following? You got that? If the survivor with the shield enters the space occupied by this terrain, the arch folds in upon itself. The survivor ceases to exist, archive this terrain. Okay, so there's 5 sentences. The end there, archive this terrain, and the survivor ceases to exist were thrown in there. So did you get all that, Jay?
What you're telling me is I can telefrag.
Yeah, this is really cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, really cool. It's also like the infinity mirror. If you look at the shield artwork, it's like the infinity mirror. It's so cool. It's literally like a king. Because if you look, it's got the robes, it's got the whole king, and then when you move it to the side, you can see you're like entering the kingdom of death. This is so thematic. It's
His
crazy.
little stupid pot and plant hat.
Yeah, this is so crazy. All right, let's read this slower now. Or we're not going to read it again. Basically,
You know what it does.
If
It
you-
teleports you between the terrain and the shield.
yes, that's what it does.
It does not. It's not an activation. It's not an action. It's not a motion, a movement action. It's not an action to use this.
No,
You
you
just
can,
pass through tile.
yeah, you get knocked back to this.
You can get knocked back through this.
Just don't.
And it doesn't specify you have to be moving in the same cardinal direction when you exit.
Yes, means
So
you.
you can, for example, charge north through the arch while the shield survivor's next to the monster, and exit the shield survivor heading west.
Correct. This is great for stuff like pounce and slam. What do they call maneuvers?
Maneuvers.
Yes.
It's a bootlegged early version of the Screaming God fighting art that we saw.
You can also just like move through it, attack the monster, then dash back
Correct.
into the survivor with the shield, right? Yeah. No.
So that they're always probably
Yes.
the most likely target to, block for.
And then you block for it. It's crazy. This is crazy. This is just crazy. So, the good thing about this is, even if you don't want to mess around with this terrain, which you should, it's 100% going to be really fun, and there's all kinds of stuff you could do with this. The shield itself is great.
Still block 4.
Yeah. This impossible arch terrain with all the stuff it does is too much for my mind palace to control. I can't.
It is truly infinite power
Yeah.
and completely arbitrary.
There's it. I don't know. I would put this probably in a corner of the showdown board, and then just have a damage dealer, like your main, just kind of going in and out, dashing in and out of this thing, because you don't want to ever risk the shield getting knocked back into this.
Correct. You want it definitely at least on the other side of the monster compared to the shield.
Yeah. Well, you want this is like MMO kiting.
Yeah, essentially, or like Dragon Age.
Yeah, you want your tank to have the monster constantly looking at them as literally your damage dealers are off playing another game.
Yes, you want the monster between the tank and the DPS.
Yeah, this is pulling hate or focus or pulling aggro, whatever, however you want to say it. Because you definitely don't want to ever risk. You don't want this arch anywhere near the shield guy. So you're going to put it someplace in the corner and then just have people going in and out of it with dash. And all the kinds of fun things that will lead to. All right. Next, we have a new legendary character, and legendary character Snow.
Well, new in that the legendary character part's new. Very old character.
Yes. Now, we talked about Fade and Percival. Snow is also an old sculpt. All four of these saviors are old sculpts. But
Well, sort of.
No,
They're new sculpt. They're fully
Well,
new
that's-
sculpts.
this box
based
is
on-
fully new. That's what I was going to say. Unlike Fade and Percival, where they're the old sculpts from 10 years ago, now the reprint is the same old ones. This is not the same with Snow. All four of these are new in the new scale. Kind of different. They're much better looking. Snow looks so much better in the first age.
New proportions, etc., etc.
Yeah. So these are new sculpts, new scale. So even if you own the old ones and you want to get legendary character Snow, it's not like Percival and Fade. These are new sculpts. So, legendary character boxes, we've seen these before. They vary drastically, and this is no different. This is going to vary drastically.
Different. Glow
So-
and Aya.
Yeah, Aya had one mini plus a painter scale. Glow had 4 minis that were the same mini. This has 4 minis, debatably the same. I don't think there's all Snow. The art
Yeah,
doesn't.
they are. They're all Snow. They're just Snow at different points in her life.
Sure, even though the two of them don't look anything like Snow.
Correct.
That's why I said it was debatable. Whereas Glow, you could clearly see they were all Glow. But Glow also had survivor tokens. These don't have survivor tokens. Glow had patterns. There's no patterns here. Aya had a bunch of patterns. No patterns here. The only thing that tracks is the fact that they all come with a legendary character card. Other than that, they vary wildly.
Glow here in particular has the legendary character ability, the Savior. You are a savior. Birth of a savior.
Yes. Thrice per card. Thrice per card.
It's true.
Yep. So, yeah. This savior, this card just makes you a savior. It's called the Savior.
Yes, of your choice.
You become a savior, and then you birth of a savior.
Extremely notably, none of the rest of the box requires the character card, unlike Glow, for example.
I beg to differ. I think...
none of the rest of the box is hard gated behind the character card.
I beg to differ again. We'll get into it. I think you probably need 2 saviors. And you're not getting those via intimacy, not in People of the Lantern. Because
you just can't have 2 of them, period.
Exactly. But you can if your second one comes from the savior card. There's no limit on saviors in People of the Lantern. There's only limits on saviors gained via intimacy.
Oh.
Yep.
That's stupid.
Well, that's why I'm saying that this card's needed, because we'll talk about it. So, unlike Glow, where you get the character card, then you get all the patterns and all the gear, the character card's just like a bonus here. The character card's just the character card, and then everything else revolves around the innovation.
Correct. What is the innovation?
The innovation is Lucid Dreams. It's a Hovel consequence.
Or Hovel deck clog.
This innovation cannot be gained while there is a Keeper of Dreams in the settlement.
That is the Gambler.
That's the
core monster of Gambler's Chest.
Correct. That means... Basically what this means... this isn't a spoiler, but it's maybe a spoiler... spoiler.
The Gambler
I'm
has
counting
a
it,
problem.
No. I'm not talking lore. I'm just gonna. There's a spoiler here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Gambler will eventually leave a Dreamkeeper settlement. So you can use this in People to Dreamkeeper. It just you have to wait for Gambler to be gone. But it is usable. I mean, it's like spoiler in like the nicest of terms. I don't even think it's really a spoiler, but just in case.
No. If you've ever played,
just saying it, but it's fine. We're past it now. But if you are playing Dreamkeeper, and Gambler is still around, so before a certain Lantern year, you just draw this and it's a dead draw.
Correct. You do still draw.
You still draw.
However, you can't choose this.
Yes, because it doesn't have the little red exclude icon.
Correct.
But any other... I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is why I said I beg to differ with the character card. Because if you're not playing People of the Lantern, you can use this in Stars. You're just not getting Saviors via Intimacy. You need to get them via the card. But this would appear in a People to Dream... Or this would appear in a People of Stars. You just might never be able to use it because of Saviors. You don't get them. This is a very weird innovation.
Yeah. I mean... It is still straight up +2 survival limit, which is nothing to sneeze at.
I would have this is such an interesting. It's such a weird thing because this should have had either one exclude icon. I don't know what you'd exclude it to. I don't know how you'd handle that, right?
How you handle it is you make it exclusive to People of the Lantern.
No, how you handle this is make it a pillar, and then you just add the pillar if you want to even use this because you don't. The way it is now. Okay. This is in your deck even in People of the Stars and People of the Sun. It's going to be in your deck even in Inverted Mountains, and they're not going to use Saviors either. Because it's just always going to be in your deck. I would just treat this should have been a pillar, because now that we have pillars, this should have been like, hey,
Yeah, I can agree with that.
so this is weird that this isn't a pillar. I don't think it really matters, but it is weird now that you have all these rules, the exclude icon and the pillar, yet stuff like this still just happens where now this is just in your box forever.
Yeah.
And in people, actually come to think about it, this is in your box of People of the Sun, right? And you can't get character cards in People of the Sun. This is just dead in People of the Sun unless you've got
Correct.
the Fighting Art the Ethereal Pact.
Yeah, you can sculpt Ethereal Pact and use it like that, but like,
So this is very weird. I don't know how. I would not always include this. I would just include this when you want to. I know that's taboo. That's rules as not written.
I just don't use the Nico Solstice thing, and you can run up the cheat counter.
Yeah.
I feel like.
This should have been a pillar, in my opinion. Just that said that hey, if you want to increase your pillar count, then you add this. That way, it is filtered naturally by the pillar.
Yeah, that would
But
work.
yeah, otherwise, this is in your deck even in People of the Sun, which has no way of getting even character. But anyway, now that we've passed it, Survival Limit 2, which is great. This is great. Survival Limit 2 is great. Once per settlement phase, a savior may gain the requisite amount of hunt XP to gain one of the following benefits. For 2 XP, they can get a random dream gear, which is the 4 that are included in the box. They can gain the dream form, Secret Fighting Art, which we'll talk about. Or they can draw the top card of the Settlement Innovation deck and gain it.
Hey guys, let me break it down for you. You're gonna be feeding your saviors feet first through this wood chipper
Yes, to get
and turning them
innovations.
directly into innovations.
I think you're always
Spoiler.
you're just always doing innovations with this. I think you're always doing innovations with this until you have them all.
It is the most permanent advancement to your settlement. The rest of these are temporary power spikes. The innovation's permanent. You just keep it. It doesn't like go away. It's not an ethereal innovation.
Yeah,
You just get it.
and it's Survival Limit 2, which is great.
Yeah.
And you're getting You're just making innovations. You can get 3 of them, right?
You get a second innovation every year that you have as long as you have a savior around.
Well, I mean, you can get 3 of them per savior. The
Yeah.
savior will burn out when it does the 3rd one.
Yes, correct.
All right, let's talk about Dream Form.
Yes.
So,
So Dream, the secret fighting art. It's
Yeah.
+1 strength, evasion, and luck, permanent baseline. And then you dark impulse them, and you get that. No, that's. Now,
correct.
at the start of your act, you may realize your dreams. If you do, gain 3 permanent affinities of your choice. For the rest of the showdown, when you would gain Hunt XP, gain half as much instead, rounded up. During the aftermath, you cease to exist.
yep. So that's one effect. That mouthful is
Yes.
all one effect. So once you choose to do it, you're ceasing to exist in the aftermath.
You're locked in.
Yep, you're locked in.
Your limiters are off, and you're dying at the end of this.
Yep. This is good. Dreamform is good if you're playing regular survivors. If you're playing Arc survivors, I don't think Dreamform's is good. Why is that, Jay?
I don't think. Because you can't gain the secret fighting art from your dream.
Correct. Saviors are limited when they're on Arc survivors to 1 secret fighting art. So this synergizes really well because you're gaining half the XP. So if you use Dreamform with the secret fighting art of the one of the 3 or 4, even the purple one from Morgan, it synergizes really well because it cuts down. You still gain the full effect, only you gain half the hunt XP. So you could probably push maybe 1 or 2 more times if you're a blue savior. I know a lot of people use blue saviors. You get +1 luck here from Dreamform. You blue savior and you just go out and you burn up for criticals. You might be able to milk two or 3 more extra criticals out of your savior's life if you're going out crit farming. So, and Dreamform's just free because Lucid Dreams is an innovation that you're going to have forever once you get it. So all your saviors will have Dreamform. Pretty
If
much.
you want them, all of my saviors will be an extra innovation. So
Well, I'm just this again. We've gone off the road now to we've emptied the innovation deck, and we're playing with Dreamform. Yes. We just need to. We're down the road now where these other things are being used, and you're not doing the innovation. Otherwise, yes, you're just always doing the innovation. So in a world where you're using dream form, it's cool. It synergizes with your dream secret fighting art, and I think that's cool. I think that's cool, and to die during the aftermath won't even matter because you're probably going to burn yourself out and die anyway by using your fighting art. So.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I think Dreamform's fun if you're not doing the innovation.
I, however, am enjoying my Clan of Death, my Rubido, and my Scrap Smelting. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Albedo and all that stuff that you always have. Yep. Next.
I'm dreamforming my Albedo.
Next, we have the rare gear. So there's 4 rare gear. You get one at random.
They are not unique, so you can get multiple.
Yeah, they're all ethereal. So, this is another reason why I said the card is actually good, because if you're only relying on intimacy to get your saviors, you can't have a backup. Right?
Correct.
So as you're gaining the XP here to materialize to get the rare gear, you can't burn them out, and you can never have a backup. So then you can never let them die, because once they die, your ethereal gear instantly gets archived. When you gain hunt XP during the hunt or the showdown, this is the Resolute Vision, another survivor gains +4 survival. Limit thrice per lantern year. Fine. It's just very okay. Fine. The Sage of Revere.
Stop the Sage Revere.
Yeah. Ethereal. When you gain Hunt XP during the Hunter Showdown, gain a reroll token. Limit thrice per year.
That's
a good one. That's the best one, I think. I agree. Next one. Honed Ideals. When you gain Hunt XP during the Hunter Showdown, gain a movement, accuracy, and strength token. Thrice per lantern year. This is good if you're using arcs with Gormand, I guess.
You mean...
Gormandism? Yeah, that's the one where you can eat tokens, right, to make them permanent?
Yes, but you mean Dark Impulse.
Well, these are tokens. Tokens are not attributes.
Oh, I guess
these are specifically tokens, it says. You're right with Dreamform. You could Dark Impulse Dreamform. But these are specifically tokens, which, be nice to eat accuracy tokens. Accuracy tokens are not impossible to generate, but nice to eat them with Gormandism.
You can also shred them with count armor.
Yeah, this is good with count too. You just got to find ways to gain Hunt XP. Next one, Nascent Hope. When you gain Hunt, or Nascent Hope, yeah, when you gain Hunt XP during the Hunter Showdown. Oh wait, no, this one's only during Showdown.
Well, because you can't gain. You can't gain activations during the hunt.
That's true. This one's okay. That's true. For some reason, I was like, "Whoa, wait, why is this one different?" Another survivor gains activation at the start of their next act. Limit thrice per lantern.
That one's also fairly good.
Yeah, this one's also fairly good. Better in the end game.
They're all fairly good.
Yeah, this one's better on a savior. I agree.
Yeah.
This is the one where you'd probably want to just keep gaining 1 Hunt XP just to give someone a thing. Even if you're not going to do your dream ability, just say Karatosis 1 and just gain 1 Hunt XP. Even if you just let it fizzle. Someone gains an action. I think this is the best one for using it with a savior. I think the other ones are middling usage. Probably best if you're fighting a Phoenix or something.
I wish these were lanterns. That'd be nice.
Yeah, or patterns where you could remake them, because the way it is, right? So this is why I said I wish they were patterns, because the way it works is they're ethereal, and you spend 2 Hunt XP to gain a random one. So let's say you gain 3 of the random ones. Then your savior dies, because saviors just die. Now they all go back in the deck. Now you have to redig for it again via rare gear. I think it would have been better had you gained a pattern at random.
Technically speaking, none of these are unique. Therefore, you can just gain. You have to shuffle them all together and gain a new one. And then if it's a second, you just have to add it to storage.
Correct.
Like you can have
but again,
2 stats of Mason Hope.
Sure, but again, once your savior fizzles, they're gone.
Correct.
So I think it would have been better to have been a pattern, because then at least, especially again, if you're relying on the intimacy table for people to lantern, you're limited to only one savior. But yeah, I think this is a neat buff for saviors. Saviors have needed a buff for a while.
I don't know if they're on par with Constellation or
No, definitely not.
Survivors.
But they're definitely more of like,
This makes them, even if it's purely on
more
vibes,
interesting. This makes them
Yeah.
more interesting.
more interesting from a storytelling perspective at bare minimum. From a gameplay perspective, this is the Fargo wood chipper that I am feeding my saviors
For
to
innovations.
Get,
Yeah, I mean, this.
to get
Yes.
innovation.
I mean, I used to never even use saviors. I just DI3 them for the luck.
Yeah.
Or you would just virus flower them.
Yeah.
But
Now
now
I turn them into
they have a purpose. Turn them into innovations. So yeah, I mean, this is a buff to saviors, because there's plenty of players who don't use them. Even when they get them, they just don't use them, or they just take a blue
bench
one.
them. Yeah, bench them until a big scary nemesis fight.
No, or just take a blue one. Like the default is take a blue one and go crit a monster and get its resources.
Go bully a Dragon King. Drops a lot of crit resources.
Yeah, so that was the default. Just take a blue one. Now it doesn't matter what color you get. You're just burning it for innovations.
Good purple. Morgan.
Yeah, so I think this is much better. If you, well, okay, let's go into buy or fry. Let's start with this one, because I was about to say it. If People of the Lantern is your default campaign, and it currently is mine, I really enjoy People of the Lantern. I don't think I'll be switching from People of the Lantern. I might switch to Mirrorstone. Mirrorstone looks cool, but other than that, I love the sandbox that Lantern provides. And if you're playing in that if you're repeatedly going to that same People of the Lantern sandbox, this I think is a must, pretty much.
This, I fully agree. I think we're going to both say buy. Lantern still tells, even though it's completely incomprehensible, still the most comprehensive story of any Kingdom Death Monster campaign, in my opinion. This helps tie things up nicely. I like it. I quite like this. Mm-hmm. It's not where it needs to be, but it's a cool release.
Let me say this. If you feel that the role that saviors should play is something where you just burn them out and you don't hunt with them, then this is exactly where they need to be, because you're burning them for innovations.
Sure.
I think that it would be more fun to use them rather than just burn them away, but I do know that is the role they fill, whether or not you're wood chippering them for innovations, or you're burning them out because they're a blue savior, or you're going to a nemesis fight, you're taking a red one and doing like 4 automatic wounds, right, with a red one, or green where you're just tanking hits, right? So if the idea is for them to just be this like glass cannon burst that does one thing, then this is just another tool in that I do one thing kit.
They're a get out of jail free card for a really tough nemesis that's coming up.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm just wood tripping them for innovations. I can't say that.
Yeah.
I can't stress this enough.
The absolute best in 99% of use cases is to Fargo them.
Yeah, for innovations. I think that's super powerful. Yeah, I think the other stuff is fun. Dreamform, I think, is cool. It synergizes with the other secret fighting arts. Sucks that you can't have it with. You play with arcs, and you can't have both secret fighting arts, so there's just no synergy here. But it is what it is. Yep, we both are going to say buy it, especially if you're Lantern. It's a must, I think.
If you're a Lantern fan.
Yep. Let's do Arco. Buy or fry Arco.
Oh, buy or fry Arco. I'd buy her. I think she's really cool. Honestly,
you'd say buy her?
I don't know if she's coming to Black Friday until like next year, maybe. So I say buy. Arco's super cool.
if everything holds true, I'm not going to guarantee. No guarantees on this. I'm just saying that history has always shown that the stuff from September, October, and then going to Black Friday, it's the September, October stuff that's not on sale. Even last year, the Gen Con stuff was on Black Friday. It wasn't 50%, but it was on sale on Black Friday. So if that changes,
I didn't realize that. My bad.
They went down. Well, last year they were $60. So yeah, Glow and Io were $60 at Gen Con, but then when they hit the store at the end of August, they were 75 USD, and then on Black Friday they went down to the Gen Con price of 60. So if
Okay, then
I could see
my
these
bad.
going to 60, or I could see Snow going to 60, and these coming down to 15 like normal, or not
Okay,
15
then
anymore,
sure.
17.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they'll be like 52.
Yeah.
Then sure, Black Friday then, in that case.
Um, I'm gonna do the same thing I
I think
said with Titus.
Yeah.
I think this is much better than Titus. I think this is so
Oh,
much
yes.
cool. I think with King, you gotta be careful with King because you only are gonna get like 3, 4 at the max IRs from King for an entire campaign.
I think 2 to 3.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you gotta be careful with King. You don't want to blow out your deck too. So if you own Titus, and you guaranteed you own Gambler's Chest because King comes in Gambler's Chest, and then you're looking at 4 now IR from King. If you own Titus, you just might not even get this. So that kind of sucks. But that's only a King thing.
Yeah. However, I wouldn't be disappointed to draw either of the Gambler's Chest ones or this one.
Correct. So I agree. I would wait for Black Friday on this.
Yeah.
It just depends on how much you want to use King, right?
Yeah. And King's kind of weird because he's purposefully unbalanced. His stuff is stronger than average on purpose.
We actually have no idea another node for.
Well, okay, according to Team Death.
Yes, we have to wait for Screaming God to see if that holds true. But I think Black Friday for Arco. What do you think for our boy Badar?
Also Black Friday in that case. Even then, Black Friday with the knowledge that you're probably not using him for another year waiting for COD to come out.
I actually think different on this one. I think this one's worth a buy because it's right now. If you don't own Partisan, what was her name?
Rakita.
Yeah, if you don't own Rakita, this is a great IR because you're going to get the scimitar from it, and then you're going to get 2 crescent step from it, which is great. Normally,
Sure.
normally IRs you get like we'll use the Partisan for example. So if you just owned Rakita, you'd get the 1 Partisan, and then you just keep killing Spooter, and then you just use the IR as a resource. This is great because you're going to get you're going to get 3 things out of this IR. I think Badar is great. Plus, it's a male model mini.
Yeah, okay, that's true. We get very seldom do we get male minis.
I'm a huge bias for Badar. I have been, but again,
He's great. He's awesome.
my bias doesn't factor here. I will say I've had a bias, and I've been waiting for Badar forever. But I will say my bias is not a factor in this because my bias came from the fact I wanted to see Sealed forever, and Sealed is not here, and I'm still recommending him. So I know just put that in your head that yes, everyone probably predicted that I'd be a huge since I've been waiting for Badar forever. But because Sealed's not here, I'm still recommending it even without my bias.
I'm kind of the opposite headspace to where I don't particularly like IRs for monsters that are not updated for AKDM yet. Just because they feel like half of a patch. But
Yeah, that's
from
fair.
a straight up game perspective, yeah, you're going to be growing that 50% of the time. And Rakita's also awesome. So the problem comes from my brain being dumb and saying, well, it doesn't have a scout discovery or a meal or seed patterns or blah 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 blah.
Sure, it's all fair.
But that's just a me thing.
No, yeah, very valid.
Ultimately, yeah.
100%. It's all. I mean, that's very fair. I mean, like you could even say that, like in the future, I might not even see Spooter as a quarry in my future. I might just want to run. No, I'm serious, because maybe I'll love Wise One so much.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's fair. No, everything you said there's fair. Who knows what the future will hold for Spooter? And then the beta.
Yeah, grab the beta. I'd grab the beta. It's really cute. It's fun. It's lightweight. The model's awesome. The gear is, like I just said, fun. I'd say buy the beta. I'd say get the beta.
As far as like using the power of your wallet to show what they want, you should support them for showing the community stuff. That's really cool. I agree. I think the beta is really cool. I will be getting it when it becomes a white box in hard plastic. So
If and when.
for that exact reason, to support the fact that, hey, you did this cool community thing, I'm going to get it.
Absolutely.
So, Jay, that concludes 6, right? 2 Percival
6.
Fade, Beta, 2 IRs, and Snow. Whew, that was 6 things. I think we did pretty
Still
good.
got 4 more to go.
We still got technically 4 white boxes to do for the next video, because we can't fit into this one. But I think overall GenCon was pretty cool. With the releases, we will talk more about Survivors of Death 2. So thank you so much for joining me, Jay.
Thank you as always for having me.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.